This is News Now, which starts right now with the highlights. Eight people dead in Makueni as floods continue to wreak havoc in different parts of the country. Grim statistics as a magistrate reveals that a majority of cases pending in court in Narok County are defilement cases, mostly resulting from female genital mutilation.
In Narok County, we still have very high cases of GBV.
And civil society organizations and a section of residents of Kiambu County call for EACC and the DCI to investigate how public funds are being utilized by the county's leadership.
I, as a senator, have even invited him to the Senate on numerous occasions to come and answer issues of Kiambu water companies.
Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Grace Korea Kanja. Now, at least 8 individuals are currently unaccounted for, having been swept away by floods in the Mukaa area of Makueni. Police say that they may have lost their lives in the incident as they reportedly drowned amidst the heavy rains that lashed the region on Thursday night. Police say that 8 people attempted to traverse the Muani River, which had surged beyond its banks around 10 p.m. Numerous others faced difficulties crossing the river to reach their residences due to the overwhelming flood waters, as reported by both the police and local residents. The victims were part of a larger group who were on their way home after attending a meeting with the First Lady, Rachel Ruto, in Kasarani, Nairobi. We shall definitely keep you updated with any development regarding that story, that unfortunate story there from Makueni. And still on matters floods, now Tana River County continues to be affected by floods, with towns and villages being submerged by water. Speaking in Hola Town, County Governor Dado Godana stated that a significant percentage of the county has been affected. He indicated that many roads have been destroyed and the only way to provide assistance to the residents is through air transport. Now, according to him, the main road connecting the towns of Hola, Bura, Ijara and Garissa have been severely damaged. Currently, businessmen in the county, led by the chairman of the National Chamber of Commerce, Hassan Barissa, acknowledge concerns and heightened fears about reaching essential items such as food, medicine and other vital goods to the affected areas.
We are actually getting overwhelmed 2 weeks after the rains began, because now almost the whole of Tana is affected. We have a very big population, of course, displaced, so we have so many IDP camps all over, in Garsen, in Galole, in Bura, in Galederto, in Bangale. As we speak, you cannot access Tana North from Garsen. You cannot access Masalani because the Masalani bridge is already cut off. You cannot go there by any means except for maybe boats, canoes, and maybe by air. You cannot access Mahono, you cannot access Nyangwani, you cannot not access Diram. All those areas are cut-off areas, either by the main river or by the road between Wema and Ijara and to Bura East and to Garissa. All that road is cut off.
Mambo alikuwa anatafuta kwa niaba ya wafanyabiashara wa Tana River, kuna wasiwasi kwa sababu barabara zote kuingia Tana River kwa jumla zote saizi haivitiki. Mlisikia vile mizungumzo kwamba barabara imekatika, na hofu zaidi ambayo tuko naye saa hizi ni kuhusu vyakula kuingia Muja, Tahola, Hola, Gaseni, Bura na madawa. Hizo ndo matatizo ambayo tuko naye.
To yesterday's top story now, and accolades marked with celebrations have continued to characterize schools in different parts of the country as the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education best performers throng their former schools, glowing in pride. At Roots Academy in Nakuru, excitement was palpable. A similar script but different actors, parents, teachers and top performers joined Sharon Chelimo, Neema Wanjiru and Diamond Mwatha in the celebrations after they scored 414 and 411 marks respectively. A public school, Moi Primary School in Nakuru, was one of the schools that posted impressive marks in the county after 22 candidates scored more than 400 marks out of the possible 500. Now the leading candidates at the school got 421 and 420 marks respectively. Meanwhile, parents and students at California Integrated Academy are celebrating 20 students who have scored 400 marks and above. Ruwaida Harun topped this year's class with 415 marks.
22, and we have all reasons to praise and thank God so much. We didn't expect to get 22 in the real sense. We expected 15 to 18 thereabout, but now we are very excited because we have 22.
I thank the Almighty God for what He has given me. I actually did not expect this. On the way here, I had butterflies in my stomach. I thank the head teacher and teachers for motivating us. The year was long. There are some challenges, ups and downs, but we thank God for where He has managed to reach us. Starehe boys.
My name is Collins Odhiambo, the head teacher at Roots Academy in Nakuru County. We are very happy this evening, and we are very thankful to the Almighty Lord for this far that He has brought us. We've received our results. We have our top learners, 2 learners who've scored 419 marks out of the possible 500 marks. The total number of candidates who've so far scored 400 marks and above are 23. An improvement from our last year.
My name is Neema Wanjiru and I am 13 years old. I got 414 marks and 400 plus was my expectation because for some reason I was very scared of KCP. So I'm very thankful to God for what He has given me. I would like to go to Kenya High School and thereafter I would like to be an architect, a writer and an artist.
My name is Jamal Diamond Mwatha. I am 13 years old. I achieved 411 marks, while my expectation was 400 marks and above.
Sundus Ahmed. I got 414 marks in KCPE. I'm very glad to be. I am overwhelmed and overjoyed for that marks. Although I haven't been expecting higher, I am grateful for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who let me achieve my dreams. Second of all, I'm thankful for my teachers and my parents. My teachers were also my second parents who took me all this way to achieve my marks. Third, I am grateful for my fellow students who have been with me all this way.
Indeed, congratulations to all the candidates. Now, since 1985, public education in Kenya has been based on an 8-4-4 system with 8 years of primary education, followed by 4 years of secondary school and 4 years of college or university. Now, prior to the 8-4-4 model, Kenya's education system was structured as 7-4-2-3 curriculum. Now, in the year 2017, competency-based curriculum education system was established wish to actualize a skills-based system that is not exams-oriented, where pupils will be practically and theory tested to also give opportunities to those disadvantaged in learning but are skilled and talented. Now, Miriam Kioko, an educationist in Tigoni, Kiambu County, said that the CBC system will enable learners to venture in the innovation world, where she called upon the Ministry of Education to support the education sector by allocating enough funds through capitation.
The learners must work and work smart because of the scores. You can imagine working for 8 years and you're only going to be tested in 3 days. And maybe this child will have so many factors that will be hindering or challenges that is going to meet on those 3 days. When I look at the 844 system, I find that there are some children who have, even today, have been disadvantaged because of the fact that there is standardization and so many other things that have come up. With the CBC, we can see the learners are being assessed gradually in grade 3, in grade 4, in grade 5, and their marks are put together. So that is very, very important.
This one is testing learners on their competent areas. And I can say every learner in CBC is a winner. So for the government, we would wish, if fully supported as an institution, this is a curriculum, the system that will help learners go outside there and venture in the world of innovativeness.
Now, the Department of Gender, together with AMREF, Health Africa, World Vision, and other partners have launched the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence and the Children's Service Month at Elangata and Terit in Narok South Sub-County, where they have committed to eliminate all forms of GBV against children and women. Speaking during the event, the Chief Magistrate in Narok Law Courts, Hezron Nyamberi, said the month of November is for awareness creation to promote the rights of children and 16 days activism against GBV in society. Nyamberi, who was also the chief guest, said they have issued notices to the Office of Director Public Prosecution to serve the witnesses to come to the court and to ensure the cases are handled according to the law and determined.
We have set aside all the files, about 100 of them, and we have given out all of them to various judicial officers so that they can hear those cases, and we see how far we'll move with them.
We are here because of this important message, because in Narok County we still have very high cases of GBV and child neglect. At the moment, FGM is at a prevalence rate of 51%. Teenage pregnancy is at prevalence rate of 28%. Those two are still very high.
Now, Kenya ranks 4th in criminality on the continent according to the ENACT Organized Crime Index. That is a biennial snapshot of criminality and resilience on the continent. Since 2019, East Africa has had the highest levels of criminality on the continent, with Kenya unfortunately leading the charge in that aspect, with Uganda, Sudan, South Sudan, Tanzania, Somalia, and Ethiopia following closely behind. Criminality in the East African region is driven by high levels of armed and ethnic conflicts and the presence of non-state armed groups and militias.
I think it's noteworthy that we're describing this as an African tool, because what we've seen with so many other indices is the fact that we've often felt uncomfortable as Africans about the way they were constructed, about what they measured, about what they said about us. So I think the fact that the experts who produce this index are African, based in or from Africa, has a lot to say, and perhaps would calm some of the usual sort of knee-jerk reactions to criticism or to negative findings, where it's very quickly attributed to you're just acting in the interest of some foreign agents. But I think related to that, it's important also, and this was stressed by previous speakers, to see this as a policy tool. you know, to see it as a way to identify problems and how to and to find ways of responding to them.
Right, and civil society groups and residents of Kiambu County are now asking the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission and the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, that is the DCI, to investigate how public funds are being used by the current leadership of Kiambu County under Governor Paul Kimani Wamatangi. The governor, however, has disputed the claims. We're now joined live by our reporter Willie Dennis Njiro with more on that. Willie Dennis, good afternoon. It's great to see you. Over to you. Dennis, can you hear me?
Thank you very much indeed, studios, for according me this opportunity to come to you live from here in Naivasha, where we have the county government of Kiambu and its leadership converged here in Naivasha to at least iron out what has been going on in the Kiambu County, the National Assembly, and to bring unity among its leaders. Actually, we are joined by the governor, who is going to be making a presser in a few, but as of now, we have the majority whip in the Kiambu County. Just get closer, introduce yourself to our viewers and let us know exactly why you are here and what you are up to.
Thank you very much. My name is Honorable Nelson Munga, member for Deya World. I am also the majority whip of Kiambu County Assembly. Today we are glad that His Excellency the Governor has invited us, all of us, together in all the walks of life, all the honorable members of the Kiambu County Assembly. We started yesterday. Today we are still here, and more so we are basically discussing about the government and the government agenda, and more importantly, the call that we were erected to do. So we were discussing about the development and also the bonding between the executive and the county assembly members. So we have discussed a few things. So
the governor is going to give a presser in a few. So what does this have to say about the unity? Very few seconds, we have less time.
We are there as Kiambu County Assembly and the executive. We are united as one family. We are in agreement that we shall work for our people. We shall work for our people. All the projects and the developments that governor has earmarked for our people, we are the people to take them to the mashinani. So both the executive and the county assembly, we have agreed for those small differences perhaps that were there, that were perceived to be there. We have discussed and agreed as an assembly. We shall sit together, we shall be working together as one family of Kiambu County, and eventually we shall deliver to the people of mashinani.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We will be waiting. We will be waiting to hear what comes of this. Actually, if my camera person could just pan, the governor is just seated in the midst the leadership of the county government of Kiambu there. And as you've heard, they are going to iron out their differences. And by the end of this sitting, one voice for Kiambu County and its leadership. That is it from me here. In our subsequent bulletin, we will be bringing you up to date in what the governor has actually said in regard to this. That is it from me here. I take it back to you in studio.
Most definitely, Willie Dennis Njiro, asante sana for that. We shall be on standby as well and on the lookout for that presser that you mentioned there by Kiambu County Governor Paul Kimani Wamatangi, with you, of course, Willie Dennis, as our man on the ground. So we take a short break here on News Now, but don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We're back with more.
Wanasema wasemao kuwa elimu ni bahari haishi kwa kuchotwa. Wakati mwingi natangamana na wanafunzi madarasani, sio kama mwalimu bali kama nahodha kwenye kipindi cha tasnia ya elimu. Na iwapo utanikosa madarasani, basi utanipata nyanjani nikisaka habari zenye usawa, ufasaha na ukweli. Na iwapo utanikosa nyanjani, bila shaka utanipata studioni. hapa nikisoma habari na kuendesha mijadala mikomavu. Mimi ni Andrin Kilemi, mpenzi wa lugha ya Kiswahili na elimu kwa jumla.
They say money makes the world go round. So let's slow things down a bit. Put things in perspective. From the markets to the streets to the stocks, we make the complex comprehensible. Join me, Hubak Said.
For people, for better.
Right, thank you so much for staying with us. Let's carry on with news now. And the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, in partnership with the European Centre for Electoral Support, today organized a closing ceremony for the Pro-Peace Kenya project that had mandated itself with ensuring peace reigned during the 2022 campaigns leading up to the elections. Now, in an event that was graced by various NCIC commissioners, envoys and experts, the project has been deemed to have been a success. NCIC Chairman Samuel Kobier has said the election process was successful, with various countries commending the job of the Commission in terms of ensuring peaceful campaigns and electoral process as compared to the previous general elections. The project was funded and initiated by the two bodies that are concerned about an outbreak of violence, considering tension was high during the campaigns. They have also added that measures will be put in place to ensure the peace project has better functioning.
AC has a main mandate of helping the country to go through a peaceful electoral process before, during, and after the elections. We came up with what we called the roadmap to elections villa norma, and we were able to implement that project with the support of ECAS and the European Union.
The process of election is well understood. People remove any, bad intentions they may have or ill-conceived ideas, and try to give opportunities for people to vent out. The third, of course, closely related with that was town halls, where you enabled people to air their views on some of the issues that were facing them and addressing them, but also technical support, particularly to NCIC.
And the Vice Chairperson of the Judicial Service Commission, Macharia Njeru, has emphasized the need for adequate funding for the success of the social transformation through access to justice, that is STAJ vision within the judiciary. Njeru made the remarks during the unveiling of the 10-year blueprint that runs from 2023 to 2033 at the Supreme Court building, marking a significant step in judicial accountability. He assured Chief Justice Martha Koome that any policies aimed at implementing the STAJ vision would receive top priority despite the prevailing economic difficulties.
It is in our interest, let us be selfish, it is in our interest to indeed ensure that the judiciary is sufficiently funded. We appreciate, no doubt, anybody in this country today that we have a lot of economic difficulties. But we must move from the premise that historically, the judiciary has always been underfunded. So it is in our interest to ensure that at least we make a difference in terms of sufficiently funding the judiciary so that this vision can be implemented, because this vision is actually not the Chief Justice's vision. It's for the people themselves. It's the people who benefit out of it. And we must always remember that when disputes delay in terms of being heard, there are people behind it. There are families. For instance, in succession matters, there are people. We'll talk about statistics, but behind those statistics, there are people.
I take this opportunity to call on all of us within the judiciary
to recommit ourselves to these values of judicial service that include honesty, efficiency, and dedication, reinforcing our unwavering commitment to integrity and ethical conduct in our judicial responsibilities. In conclusion, our chief guests, ladies and gentlemen, the START blueprint stands as a symbol of our shared vision for a judicial system that is ours, that responds to our needs. Yet, it is important to remember that a blueprint alone cannot enact change. It requires concerted action.
To the world of sports now, and Shabana Football Club has expressed confidence in securing a victory, aiming to claim all 3 points in the upcoming match against Posta Rangers in a match scheduled to take place tomorrow at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos County. The Glamour Boys interim coach Oscar Kambuna emphasized their readiness to face the challenge posed by Posta Rangers, who currently dominate the league standings with 22 points, adding that their primary goal is to accumulate a minimum of 12 points in the initial league fixtures to secure their position in the league. Despite their determination, Kambuna lamented the adverse impact of rain on their training sessions as the pitches become waterlogged. Despite this obstacle, he said the team remains focused on their objective.
Now we're preparing for our next game against Posta FC, which will be on Saturday at Machakos grounds. At the moment, we're still preparing the boys. Our preparation is going on well. Tunaprepare vizuri, and wachezaji wako tayari for the match. According to our preparation, we're all going out for a win. A win will be good for us because at the moment our target for the first leg is at least we get 12 points, which will make us in a comfortable position at least to retain in the Premier League. Yeah. For the fans, they have always been supportive. Wamekuwa come to cheer, and I'm promising them they'll come for a happy ending at the end of the game because they're always there with us. They're always the 12th player. We don't feel the pressure to go away. Every match for us in Akwaga home because we always have the 12th player. For them, promise them a win. Yeah.
And Pascal Siakam tallied 36 points and guided Toronto Raptors
Wanasema wasemao kuwa elimu ni bahari haishi kwa kuchotwa. Wakati mwingi natangamana na wanafunzi madarasani, sio kama mwalimu bali kama nahodha kwenye kipindi cha tasnia ya elimu. Na iwapo utanikosa madarasani, basi utanipata nyanjani nikisaka habari zenye usawa, ufasaha na ukweli. Na iwapo utanikosa nyanjani, bila shaka utanipata studioni hapa nikisoma habari na kuendesha mijadala mikomavu. Mimi ni Andrin Kilemi, mpenzi wa lugha ya Kiswahili na elimu kwa jumla.
They say money makes the world go round. So let's slow things down a bit. Put things in perspective. From the markets to the streets
this afternoon.